Today we are going to be doing a review on the Sephora Pro Warm Palette. This is my third review, third palette of the Sephora Pro collection. It looks like this. Again, same deal with the name sheet, the fabulous large mirror that is in here, and I'm going to try not to blind you with it. This is difficult. Is that going to work? If I hold it out of the frame, you can't tell. And these are the shades. They're absolutely beautiful, gorgeous mattes and shimmers. And I'm going to do some swatches for you, then show you how I got the look on my eyes so you can see how the shadows performed and what I ultimately think of it. And I really like it. So we're just going to jump into the swatches now, but don't forget to subscribe before you leave and give this video a thumbs up if you like reviews and you want to see more from me, and we will get into the swatching and tutorials. Alright, so this is the first row from the palette. Going across we have Canvas, Oat, Biscotti, Camel, Ochre, Saddle, and Auburn, and these are all mattes. And ignore the scratch on my arm, I got into a fight with a cactus. And this is the next row, so going across we have Sand, Brass, Clay, Copper, Bronze, Adobe, and Sandstone. This is a really fun bright matte orange, and then all the shimmers are really pigmented and really lovely on this row. Alright, and this is the third row of the palette, so going across we have Hazelnut, Khaki, Peach, Brick, Terracotta, Burnt Umber, and Chestnut. And Chestnut is a slightly more cool-toned kind of purpley brown shade. And as you can see, there's one kind of odd shade in here, and that's Peach. It is a lot patchier than the other colors. You're just not getting as much pigment, and you'll see in the tutorial that this was quite difficult to work with on the eyes as well. Alright, and this is the final row of the palette. So going across, we have Brown Sugar, Caramel, Sepia, Coconut Shell, Cocoa, Cedar, and Obsidian, and that's a gorgeous matte black color. The one shade in this row that I don't really like very much is Brown Sugar, which, as you can see, is supposed to be slightly glittery, but it just doesn't have as strong a base, and the glitters don't come through very much either, so I just don't think that was a super successful color, but all the rest of them are very pigmented and creamy. So those are all the swatches of this palette, and we're just going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial part now. Okay, so I've just got some concealer on my eyes. I've set it down with a bit of face powder, and we're going to start by going in with Oat on a fluffy brush and just sticking that right in the crease as a transition shade. We're going to go in with Saddle, which is another kind of lighter brown on the top row, and put that right over it. But keeping it more in the outer corner. And I'm really just going into these shadows with like one or two dunks, tapping off the fallout, and then going in on the eye. You definitely want to make sure you tap off the fallout because they are fairly powdery shadows, but that does mean that you get more pigment payoff in them, which is nice. And ignore the fact that my background's like ridiculously crinkled. It had a bit of a fall, and it's just wrapping paper, so like it's not going to smooth out very nicely. Hopefully when we move into our new house, I'm gonna get a slightly more permanent backdrop type thing going on. And then I'm gonna dip into just one more over from it, which is called Auburn. This is all in the same brush, and then this is focusing even more in the outer corner. Just in that kind of outer V. I'm going for a very kind of old school eye shape. Where we want a really nice gradient, light out to dark. So that's basically the crease work done. I'm gonna go in with a flat shader brush. This one is an Eco Tools brush, and we're going to take Sandstone. And you really want to pack the pigment on with this one so that you can get the fullest color payoff. Ooh. And try not to poke yourself in the eye, because that's painful. Would not recommend. So we've got that base orange down, and we're gonna go in with peach, but I want to put a little bit of mist on my brush first. This is just the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist. Just want to get the brush a little damp. So that the shine on this really kicks up, and we're going to put that right in the center of the lid. Again, really packing on the color. This is not showing up really how I wanted it to. This is basically blending away. I'm going to try dipping into it and then spraying my brush. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, we're getting there with this. This is acting very, very difficult. This is not an easy shadow to blend. And there's a massive amount of fallout underneath my eye. I don't know if you can see all that orange, but that shadow there, that is all fallout from this shadow. Yikes. Should not have done my face makeup first. And yeah, that's just not as bright as I wanted it to be. Like, I was hoping for a really kind of shimmery pink type of a deal, and it's just not really giving me that. That's sad. I'm really not looking forward to having to go in to the other eye with this shadow, because it's just being such a... Man. Those are my feelings right now. Like, initially, when you pack it on, it comes up very patchy. And you've just got to keep going in. And going back and forth over and over again. Essentially what's happening is the shadow's just not sticking very well. Like, you're not getting any of the glimmer that you get in the pan. It's just going on really patchy and uneven, which is disappointing, because that's like one of the colors in the pan, or in the palette even, that really sticks out to me. That I was really excited about. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. That's not going well. Alright, we're gonna switch tactics. Fallout Patrol. Alright, so we're gonna go in with just like a very tiny tapered crease brush, and we're gonna go in with Ochre, which is the bright yellow shade at the top of the palette. And just take that in the crease along the inner corner to start with. I'm just trying to brighten this area up a little bit. And I'm definitely going in with a light hand with this. We're not trying to go like all out yellow. Just want a bit more of a golden base. And then we're going to go in with sand, which is a color I know I like, and just go into that inner corner over peach. Alright, and so sand is basically a very light glimmery shade, and that is just kind of lightening up the whole sense of the inner corner. I'm just taking a little bit on a wet brush and packing it down to really get that high shine look. And I know this normally goes on smoother than it is right now, but it's because I already put down that wet peach shadow. It's acting a little patchy as well because it's trying to go over something that was ridiculously patchy. And I'm just dragging that around on the inner corners as well, because this is what I was going to use for the highlight originally anyhow, so we'll just go with that. Okay, so that is slightly more along the lines of what I was going for in the first place. Now I'm going to go in with a tapered blending brush from Sephora, and we're going to take Terracotta, which is a bit of a deeper burnt orange shade, and go ahead and stick that in the outer corner and start to run it through the crease. I want to take away some of the shimmer from the crease that got in there because sand and peach just kind of fluffed everything up. Alright, and I'm going to go back in with Sandstone, which is that matte orange that we put all over the lid, and just touch that up and blend it into sand a little better. Alright, well that was way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. None of the rest of them seem to be giving me very much fallout. It was just that peach color. But I'm just sweeping away that extra powder that I put underneath my eyes. And we're going to go straight onto the lower lash line because I've already done my whole like base makeup. And we're basically just going to repeat a couple steps. I'm going to take a saddle just on a little brush and run that all under the lower lash line. Or now we're going to stick just to the outer half of the lash line actually. I want to go in with a brighter shade on the inner bit. And I'm using an angled brush just to kind of place that color there. And then I'm going to run over it with a blending brush just to soften it up a little bit. And then on a little smudger brush, I'm going to take the shade Copper, which is really more of like a gold kind of color, and stick that on the inner half of the lower lash line. And once again, try not to poke yourself in the eye. Alright, so that's all the shadows on. I'm just going to pop some white eyeliner in the waterline. This is MAC's Fascinating Eye Kohl. And I'm just going to curl my lashes and add some mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. Alright, and to finish up the look, I'm just going to finish up my face makeup, so I'm going to pop on some bronzer. This is my Hoola bronzer from Benefit. And we're just going to go over all the high points of the face just to frame it and kind of give me a bit of my color back because I'm back to being pretty deathly pale. And I run it all along my neck as well. And sometimes I just run a touch straight across the high points of my face because that's like, if you were going to get like sunburned or something, it would be across your nose and the top of your cheeks. So I like to just kind of lightly sweep whatever's left on my brush over that area to kind of give a slightly more natural warmth to my face. And that looks less ghostly, which was the aim. I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics blush in Barely Legal and a Sonia Kashuk's brush, and we're just going to pop that right on the apples of the cheeks. And this is just a very, very light peachy blush. I didn't want anything overpowering. And this brush as well is very good at shearing out powder products because it's quite a kind of sparse, fluffy dome brush. So you're not gonna really like over apply any color using this one, which I really like. Plus it's super soft. This is like one of my favorite brushes that I own. And I'm gonna use the Kylie highlighter in French Vanilla as well, and just a Real Techniques brush and just pop that right on the top of my cheekbones and drag it up just a touch around my eyebrow. How pretty is that? I really do like this. This is fabulous for photographs as well. And it's really nice for real life because it doesn't leave any kind of tint on your face, but when you've got the light shining on it, it really kicks up a glow. And just running a touch down the bridge of my nose and Cupid's bow. And all that's left is lips. I'm going to go in with a MAC lipstick in Kinda Sexy. It's a really nice kind of peachy rose color. And I have been absolutely loving this color lately. I just think it goes so well with so many looks. It's quite close to my natural lip color, just a little bit peachier and a little bit warmer, which I've really been into on the lips lately for some reason. I don't know why. But this is the finished look for our palette review today. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Leave me a comment if you want. I love reading them, and give the video a thumbs up. That's really, really helpful for me. And I hope I see you on my next video. Bye, everybody.